Imagine receiving a last voice message from your brother. But when you press play, all you hear is a piercing static, as if the recording was torn from time. A failed transmission, sent from one of the most inhospitable regions of the planet, the Chukotka Peninsula, in the far northeast of Siberia. The location he indicated doesn't even appear on the latest maps. How is that possible? What could erase an entire piece of the Earth from digital memory? If you're already intrigued, go ahead and leave your like now to support today's story. Maksim Petrov was a drone operator specialized in glacial exploration. On his last mission, he set off alone towards the region known as the Valley of Shadows, a forgotten stretch of ice between the Chukotka Mountains. The objective was to map a thermal anomaly recorded by Russian satellites. Something unusual, a circular formation, too symmetrical to be natural. The coordinates, 150.8 degrees Fahrenheit north, 325.4 degrees Fahrenheit east. Maksim sent daily updates, until the day he stopped responding.
Irina Petrov, a cartographer and former Russian Special Forces officer, carries the weight of her brother Maksim's disappearance. A year has passed, and she is driven to uncover the mystery that has surrounded his fate. Armed with his old GPS, detailed maps, and his exploration diary, she embarks on a journey to follow in his exact footsteps. Her purpose is clear: to discover what became of him, and, perhaps, to retrieve a semblance of his presence. Irina arrives in Anadyr, enveloped in a relentless storm. The Siberian landscape, vast and unforgiving, presents a challenge unlike any she has faced. The locals are reluctant to speak of the mysterious Valley of Shadows. Only Nikolai, a seasoned pilot, agrees to take her as far as his helicopter can go before the treacherous altitude and weather make the flight too perilous. Their plan is straightforward: reach a nearby safe point and continue with a motorized sled through the unforgiving terrain. During the flight, Irina reviews the cartographic records. A strange anomaly catches her attention. In the 1993 maps, there is a distinct topographical marking, a depression in the ice. However, in the current maps, the terrain is flat, as if the ground has been digitally leveled. This inconsistency deepens the mystery surrounding the area. Upon landing, Irina feels an immediate discomfort. The air feels thick, and her equipment behaves erratically. The GPS displays incoherent distances, yet she presses on. After 3 hours on a snowmobile, she reaches the exact coordinates her brother Maksim had left. Nothing. No craters. No anomalies. Just ice and more ice. Yet the GPS insists, you have arrived at your destination. The contradiction deepens the enigma, leaving her questioning the very reality of her journey. Irina sets up camp, but senses that something is amiss. The wind suddenly dies down, plunging the area into an absolute silence, devoid of even the sound of moving ice. As she tries to sleep, her tablet turns on unexpectedly, displaying a message: "You are out of the authorized zone." The cryptic warning adds a chilling layer to the unsettling atmosphere. The next morning, Irina decides to dig. If there really was a crater, it might be buried under the ice. Using heat detection tools, she identifies a slight temperature difference at 8,202 feet deep. Something is there. After 2 hours of digging, she finds what appears to be a metal structure, partially buried. A fragment of a drone bearing Maksim's registration number. Next to it, a sealed notebook in plastic and a memory card. Back at the camp, she connects the card to the tablet. The file is corrupted, but a 6-second video plays automatically. A brief image of the crater, hexagonal, perfect. Something pulses at its center. Then the image distorts and the screen goes dark. Irina tries to restart, but the device is frozen. As you try to recover the data, you hear a crack. Your snowmobile, parked a few meters away, is overturned. The footprints around are yours and others. Someone or something has been there during the night. Irina pulls out her pistol. The satellite signal disappears completely. The GPS now shows a single red circle, canceled zone. She returns to the excavation site. The structure is missing. No sign that there was anything there, just smooth snow. The hole is intact, but empty, as if she just dug down to nothing.
If you enjoy mysterious and tense stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have amazing new videos every week.
In the late afternoon, Irina decides to analyze Maksim's diary, wet but partially legible. Among technical notes, one phrase repeats, "The ground moves, the sky does not change." The most recent pages describe what he called a living sound under the ice, and that the GPS started spinning in circles, as if being pulled to a non-existent coordinate. Suddenly, the tablet restarts on its own and shows an inverted satellite image. A skull-shaped icon appears where it is. The screen vibrates and shows the message, "Recalibrating reality." She runs out of the tent. The sky, now completely clear, seems still. There are no clouds, but there's no wind or sound either. The horizon is curved in a strange way, as if it were inside a dome. Irina panics. She fires a flare. Nothing happens. No echo, no reflex. Then, from inside the ice, she hears a crack, like a deep crack, but the ground is intact. She falls to her knees. For a moment, she loses track of time. When she returns, her digital watch has been stopped for 2 hours. The tablet shows 03:33, and in the corner of the screen, you have left the documented space. Desperate, Irina decided to leave a physical mark. She engraved her name and the date on a metal plate and stuck it in the ice. She activates an analog transmitter that she brought for safety outside the GPS system. The signal is weak, but it pulses. As he prepares to leave, he finds Maksim's emergency backpack, intact as if it had been placed there minutes before. Inside is a letter. Written in shaky handwriting, it says, "You have arrived. Now go. This place doesn't want to be remembered." Irina cries. For the first time, she allows herself to feel everything: guilt, fear, longing, but also a strange sense of mission accomplished. She picks up the letter, collects everything, and heads back to where she left the helicopter. He walks for 6 hours straight until he finds the extraction point. As Nikolai boards the plane, he stares at her in silence. All he says is, "It took you 2 days." Irina, confused, replies, "It was less than 24 hours. But the helicopter's clock confirms it. She's been gone for 47 hours. Back at the base, he tries to show the recorded images. The tablet is completely blank. No files, no image, the GPS is formatted, but the metal plate she engraved is still with her. She holds it up, she looks at the name, and realizes that the handwriting isn't hers.
And now I ask you, what would you do if you came across a place you don't want to be remembered? Would you move on? Or respect the silence of the unknown? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you think. And of course, subscribe, activate the bell, and leave your like, because we have even more mysterious stories coming up. In the next episode of Lost Coordinates, Irina investigates what's behind the hexagonal crater and why its existence has been removed from all modern maps. Don't miss it, eh? Next week, here on the channel.